Good evening. This is CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Well, Maryland lawmakers propose emergency legislation to stop the transport of toxic wastewater to Baltimore. State and local officials were notified Friday that Norfolk Southern Railroad hired a Baltimore company to remove toxic chemicals from the East Palestine, Ohio derailment. Now, Clean Harbors Environmental Services plans to put the treated wastewater into Baltimore's sewer system, where it would go to a Dundalk treatment plant that has had problems in the past.
Toxic water coming from the train derailment, of course, will be coming here and treated in a facility in Baltimore City that is a national company that does this. But we have very serious concerns about PFAS that was used to fight the fire and other chemicals remaining in that water that will be released into the sewer system. It will go to the treatment plant where it will be treated again. However, this wastewater treatment plant has been beleaguered for years. It was taken over by the state last year. They've had raw sewage overflows. There are serious concerns about the adequacy of this wastewater treatment plant to make sure the water going into the bay isn't indeed safe to go there.
The train was transporting hazardous materials when it derailed in February and caught fire, releasing chemicals into the ground and air. The rail cars are expected to leave Ohio and head to Baltimore on Thursday. The Prince George's County Council hosts a meet and greet with a number of Maryland's congressional delegation. Now, Senator Chris Van Hollen chatted with council members on a variety of issues, including CARES Act funding, the Inflation Reduction Act, and the fight to get the FBI. He also fielded questions on a variety of issues of particular interest to Prince George's.
We partner on so many issues. We all, of course, share the same constituents, and our constituents are best served when we're all working together and coordinating. A lot of the federal legislation has helped Prince George's County. So we're going to talk about implementing some of the programs that have been passed, but it's also an opportunity for me to hear from members of the council as to what their priorities are.
And Van Hollen also talked about efforts that his office is taking to combat climate change. Well, Prince George's County Executive Angela Alsobrooks and Governor Wes Moore continue to make their case for why the new FBI headquarters should be in the county. They appeared on the Simone Show on MSNBC to talk about why equity concerns should be central in the FBI location decision.
We think if the Biden administration has been very clear that equity and racial equity is a priority for them, then they need to make sure that how GSA is rating and grading this actually correlates to how the president and the vice president is looking at this in terms of their legacy.
Diversity and equity are two separate arguments. Fairfax County has said we've done a simple head count. And what we can tell you, which to me is the most insulting concept of all, general fairness, equity, the American people agree with this, that where you spend investment and allow income to grow and wealth to grow, everybody can understand that we ought to rebalance opportunities. And these are our American dollars, tax dollars that are being spent.
Well, currently, the General Services Administration has 3 locations under consideration: Landover and Greenbelt in Prince George's and Springfield in Fairfax County, Virginia. The 2 15-year-old boys, one from Landover, the other from D.C., are in custody in connection with an armed carjacking. It happened about 4 o'clock yesterday morning in the 2900 block of St. Clair Drive in Temple Hills. The pair are accused of stealing the car at gunpoint, then leading police on a chase into the district. The teens ditched the car and fled on foot, but they were caught by police. Both were charged as juveniles. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Patricia Vallone. Coming up, hip-hop artist IDK returns to his old school, Duval High. Stay with us for the story.
If you don't dispose of the unneeded medications in your home, they might find a new one. They could end up lost, stolen, or simply misused. Keep them safe, clean them out, take them back at the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration's National Prescription Drug Take-Back Day, Saturday, April 22nd. To find a collection site near you, visit DEATakeback.com. Help DEA keep our communities safe and healthy.
Welcome back. Well, the Prince George's Department of Parks and Recreation says it has hundreds of career opportunities available for people looking for work. It's also looking to fill 3,000 seasonal positions, such as lifeguards, for this summer. Brenda Miller spoke with us about what the department is looking for in applicants.
For our summer staff, they don't need to have much experience. We do have a background screening process, and we take hits on those background screening processes on a case-by-case basis. But they don't need to have anything but a willingness to engage with our community and make our community a better place. And we have a job for them.
And the department will have hiring managers available for on-site interviews at several in-person job fairs this spring. One of those is the Largo High School Career Fair, which takes place March 29th and 30th from 8 a.m. until 12 noon. For more information, visit mncppc.org and click on Employment. A Prince George's raised rapper wants students to know that regardless of the obstacles they face, their dreams are possible. This is rapper IDK, also known as Jason Mills. The hip-hop artist had an opportunity to speak with students here at Duval High, a school he briefly attended. Along with State's Attorney Aisha Braveboy, the rapper talked candidly about his own run-ins with the law as a teen and young adult. IDK says it was important for him to share a story.
Me, it's just really like showing people, you know, I came from a school like this and I was able to do things that people consider impossible. And I want, you know, the kids and the students to know that it is possible to do anything that you really think about doing.
Well, IDK represents the dreams of so many. I mean, this is an incredibly talented young man who's also incredibly smart, gifted, but also wants to give back. And that's what we want for our young people, for them to be successful, pursue their dreams, but also give back to their communities.
And the event was in partnership with Nike to celebrate its Air Max Day. IDK is slated to perform at the popular Coachella Music Festival later next month. Well, Councilmember at Large Mel Franklin is hosting a Minority Business Advocacy Day. It goes from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. tomorrow at the Wayne K. Curry Administration Building in Largo. The event will focus on minority and women-owned businesses in the county, providing networking opportunities with public and state officials, among others. Franklin calls the event significant.
You have an unprecedented, I think, organized advocacy coming from our minority business community here in Prince George's County in ways we've never seen. And that really makes it very exciting. The businesses attending have the opportunity to let their voice be heard. They can still be able to speak before the county council. Some have signed up to do that. At the lunch, there'll be a Q&A, but we'll have a whole lineup of speakers like Maryland Commerce Secretary Kevin Anderson. We'll have our various agencies that spend hundreds of millions of dollars with businesses every year, the school system, WSSC, Maryland National Capital Park and Planning, the Office of Central Services. All of them will be there, and those businesses will have the opportunity to interact with those agencies that have a lot of business opportunities that the minority business community can benefit from.
And more than 100 minority-owned businesses are registered to attend. And still to come, a big game tonight for the Maryland Terps. Simon Buggs is standing by with the details.
Hey everyone, it's Simon Buggs. And coming up soon, a weekend recap of the UMD women's basketball victory over Notre Dame, the UMD men's lacrosse team's victory over Penn State, and the Wizards' loss to the Raptors. Don't go anywhere, you don't want to miss it.
I wasn't born a leader.
It wasn't given to me.
I couldn't buy it.
How'd I get here?
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
I decided.
Decide to lead as an Army officer.
Thanks for staying with us. Well, a young author instills confidence in children and adults with his new book, It's Okay to Be Me. 10-year-old Cloud Jennings III, who likes to go by Manny, spoke with us about his book this morning.
The experience of writing the book was actually really fun also kind of easy to be honest. And my parents were just like bringing ideas up to me. They were saying like, what are your favorite sports? And they were saying you like to wear bright colors, so we can put that in the book.
And tune in tomorrow to hear the full story about Manny and his book, It's Okay to Be Me.
Hey everybody, it's time for your Monday Sports Page. We'll start with college basketball. The UMD women's basketball team advanced to the Elite Eight this past weekend by beating Notre Dame 76-59. It was a close game during halftime as the Lady Terps were trailed 32-31 at halftime. But in the second half, guards Diamond Miller and Cheyenne Sellers will come alive and score or assist on the majority of the team's points.
The first half, they slowed us down. They did a great job by doing that. I mean, we had 31 points. That's not how we want to play, you know? So the fact that they were able to slow us down really affected, I don't know, personally for me, my game and maybe Shy's as well. But in the second half, when we started running and just sprinting the floor, I think that really helped us and it got us going into a pace that we like.
I think just being more aggressive for me in the second half, trying to get more downhill. I think we were settling a little bit too much in the first half with outside jumpers. So kind of just keeping that in mind.
And after not making the Elite Eight in 8 years, head coach Brendan Freese reflected on a journey to get to this point.
This one for sure, right? It's going to be one that one we don't want to end. But when you talk about this journey and you take it from a year ago and all the question marks coming in, losing 85% of your offense to now sitting in an Elite Eight, and just the hard work behind the scenes with your staff and the players, the trust and the belief that started last offseason.
The Lady Terps take on South Carolina tonight at 7 o'clock. Moving on to more Terp sports news, the men's lacrosse team took the field this past weekend. They beat Penn State 13-10. But despite the win, head coach John Tillman believes the team needs to improve.
The game really changed in so many ways. It went from a really fast game to a super kind of sloppy, slow game, a lot more turnovers. 6 turnovers in a quarter is a recipe for disaster. I mean, that's 24 turnover pace. So that third quarter, we got to go back and look at some things. We just weren't clean there. I loved our heart. I loved our toughness. We scrapped, but we just need to clean up some things. But all in all, I know our guys will learn from it. And again, just psyched to be back here again next week. Another really good team.
The Terps face off against Michigan on Saturday. And finally, the Washington Wizards lost their 4th game out of the last 5 yesterday to the Toronto Raptors, 114-104. With only 7 games left in the season, their playoff hopes appear dim. They will try and turn things around as they face the Boston Celtics tomorrow at 7 o'clock.
They have an uphill climb to get into the playoff situation. And now, you know, you want to say we have to do what we have to do if you're the Wizards. Like, we have to take care of what we have to take care of. But I think at this point, you're also side-eyeing what other teams are doing and hoping that they hit a losing streak so you can gain some traction with some wins. I really want that for them. I think they've been great when they've been great, and they've struggled mightily when they've struggled mightily.
And that is your Monday Sports Page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports.
And that's all for our news tonight. Have a great one.
I am blind, but I need not see. I know this road is there for me.
My early Alzheimer's diagnosis gave us time to adapt as a family.